Hello, welcome to the course Introduction to Content Writing. So, what is content writing? Content writing is writing to persuade your target audience. In the most basic sense, it is just that to persuade any audience to your point of view. So, that is content writing. So, now let's go to the first concept. What is content writing? Content writing, as it is rightly said, is storytelling. Haven't we all heard our grandparents, our parents, our teachers narrate stories? How many of you don't remember the lion and the mouse story, the hare and the tortoise story, the story of the the story of Aesop fables, the story of the jackal, the story of the crow, the thirsty crow. So we all remember these stories. Why? Because stories are memorable. And we in our writing should ensure that it includes stories. So that is the essence of content writing, and I will teach you how to imbibe storytelling in your writing process. But before that, let me take you to some important aspects of content writing. First, we all need to have a goal or an objective for which we want to write. It can be a college essay. It can be a product or a service which you want to sell. It can be creative writing. It can be to persuade someone to go to a restaurant. It will be about writing about a restaurant or a food product that is being a food dish that is very famous in that restaurant. So your objective or goal can vary, and your message. The second thing is message. You're based on your objective and the third concept, that's the target audience. Your message has to be defined. First and foremost thing, you have to always ask who is your target audience, and only based on that you need to write. See, if you're writing for college students, your language, your style, your lingo will be different. But if you're writing it for adults who are like above 40 or 50, your language will be more different. So, I'll give you an example. You can use trendy terms like WhatsApp, maybe when you're using writing a creative writing piece which is targeted at the youth. But if you're writing a piece where you're targeting the adults or where you're targeting a more professional setup, then your writing has to be much more formal. And now we come to the fourth concept, that is context. Your context is very important. Sometimes it is informal writing, sometimes it is formal writing. So, based on this, and sometimes it is technical writing. So, based on these contexts, your writing will definitely differ. Is it clear? Now I'll take you to the third slide, wherein I explain to you what are the different areas of content writing. It can be writing for a website. Haven't you seen millions of websites on Google? Google search engine takes you to millions of websites. And what do all of these websites comprise of? Images and text. And the text in these websites are unique, plagiarism free, and very catchy and attractive to capture the target audience. And who writes it? The content writers. The content writers are responsible for writing this website content, writing blogs for personal blogs or professional blogs. Different blogs are written and website content is written, and it is very lucrative. Let me tell you, it is very lucrative. And next option is product promotion. Product promotion is describing a product or a service and persuading your target audience to buy that product or service. But here you cannot just directly say that, oh, this product is nice, please go buy it. You have to write in such a way that you write about some generic topic pertaining to that product, and then you kind of tell your target audience about the importance of that product. Okay, you cannot see. I'll give you an example. If your product is Nikon DSLR camera, You might take up a topic on photography and then bring in how Nikon DSLR is very useful in writing about photography. Okay, in how Nikon DSLR is useful in, sorry, not writing, Nikon DSLR is useful in capturing amazing photographs. So that way you have to promote a product. The next thing is creative writing, which I think many of you will be interested in. It is also lifestyle writing, wherein you have different niches like travel, you have niches like food, then you have niche like lifestyle. Lifestyle includes fashion, and you have other areas like, say, uh, design. So there are different areas in which you can write and you get paid for it, and that is very important. The creativity is very important. I'm not saying the pay is of course pay is important, but when I'm saying the creativity is very important in these styles of writing. All right. And next thing we have is technical writing. This is very technical writing should follow extremely formal language. Technical writing can be in the field of any field like technology, software field, science field, pure science field, any field where you're specific to the subject and you're writing about that subject in a detailed manner using the language of that subject, the lingo and the jargons of that subject, you are a technical writer. So, for example, if your bachelor's degree is in engineering and then you do a master's in communication, then you will be very good in knowing the concepts of engineering, and you're a good writer as well, and you can be an amazing technical writer, and which would be a very great opportunity. Lastly, I talk to you about academic writing. It is writing a research paper, writing an essay, a critical essay. So all of these are come under academic writing. Writing a research paper, writing an academic book, writing, publishing a research paper, presenting in a conference. All of these require academic writing. Is it clear? Next thing is, why do you need content writing? Why do you need content writing? Those are the different areas, but why do you need? As a college student, you need to master the skills of writing. Because everywhere, whenever you write an answer, whether you write an essay, whether you write a critical analysis, your writing skills need to be very good. And then when you work, as a professional in any field, you might have to write a basic email, and if your writing skills are not good, then it would reflect very badly and you will not be able to progress well. I'm not saying it is a deterrent, but I'm just saying that writing skills have to be good whether you work as a content writer or work in any field. When you are an entrepreneur, you will need to pitch to different people, different clients. At that time, your pitches have to be very well written. You cannot always rely on someone else to write when you are an entrepreneur, because you have shoestring budgets. That is, you have very little budget. At that time, you can't rely on a very high paid content writer. You might have to do it yourself. So when you're an entrepreneur, you might have to write pitches, you might have to promote your brand, etc. You need to write well. Next, last fourth thing, working as a full-time content writer. If you decide to be a full-time content writer for all of the areas which I described before, then you of course need content writing. And we will explain to you completely step by step. Next thing is, you can work as a teacher and an academic writer. You can teach your students how to write. You can you can write assignments. You can write for different aspects. Working as an academic writer is also very important. You can work writing research papers, you can work on research projects, you might be a researcher, you might be an academician, and if you don't know well to write, that would be a huge problem. Last thing is copywriter. If you are working in the field of advertising and love to to be part of a creative team, then you will be working as a copywriter. There is a difference between a content writer and a copywriter. A copywriter is more said to be more into storytelling than that of a content writer. Whereas, see, a content writer is a generic term. Even a website writer can be a content writer. A person who writes a product description for a product can be a content writer. But a copywriter is one who writes slogans for advertisements. So that person who writes the entire text for an advertisement, that person is a copywriter who can write storyboards for ad commercials. So there are different types of copywriting as well based on the media, which we'll explain later. Last thing is being a public relations professional. Public relations is publicity and promotion and establishing good relations between an organization and various target audiences. Here also, you need to have very effective writing skills. You might write articles for your client and you might have to publish it and give it to a reporter, and that is very important that you have very good writing skills. The last thing is you also may function as a reporter. I didn't mention reporter in these points where I have described different aspects of content writing, because report writing is a more formalized type of content writing which includes the 5 W's and 1 H, which also we'll be teaching you, which is the basics of any writing, but it is more of a journalistic writing thing. Report writing, reporting, reporting in journalism. So there we have 5 W's and 1 H. What are those 5 W's and 1 H? Who, where, what, when, and how. If you define all these aspects while you write, then you would achieve your writing in writing, and you would be able to write a very beautiful article in a very easy manner. So that's it for today. I will get back to you in the next class. Okay. Until then, tata.